KJLH Compton, Los Angeles. We will always remember the great Kobe Bryant.
I want to be the best.
KJLH celebrates our Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant.
Right now until 10 p.m.
As we go commercial free and pay tribute to Kobe Bryant. Join Aundrae Russell as we pay tribute to the one and only Kobe Bryant. KJLH celebrates Kobe Bryant.
Right now until 10 p.m.
102.3 KJLH.
Mamba out.
Just after 8 o'clock, we're celebrating Kobe on 102.3 KJLH. I'm Aundrae Russell. Pleased and proud to have the amazing guests that have been on with us tonight. We've got more coming up. My man Ryan Hollins is standing by. And we've got, Byron Scott, thank you for being here, brother.
Oh, pleasure, Dre. Pleasure.
And of course, Reggie Theus is here hanging out with us tonight. And Dr. William Parham, the National Basketball Players Association, is right here with us. Thank you for being here tonight, Doctor.
Well, thank you, Dre. And I really want to give you a shout out, too. You are the gift that keeps on giving to the community.
Yes.
We thank you very much for the blessing from the bottom of our heart. Continue the good work and just keep on stepping.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yep. And my man, Derek Richardson. Derek's always been there when we call NBA referee. Derek, thank you for being here as well, brother.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Anything for you. Thank you very much.
You're my guy, man. So, look, don't forget your paintings before you go.
Don't worry.
Don't forget your paintings.
Don't worry.
But I wonder if this guy heard about this, you knocking out Michael Thompson. Jim Hill told the story. Stu Lance knew about it, and I didn't know anything about it. And we're a radio station. I thought we get all the news. But I wonder if our next amazing guest knew about that fight in the locker room. James Worthy, what's up, man?
What's happening, Aundrae? How you doing, man?
Good. Did you know about Byron Scott knocking out Michael Thompson, man?
Well, Michael Thompson came to us in, I believe, 1987. Mm-hmm. And prior to 1987, every Laker on the team knew better than to try to box with Byron Scott. It was a known fact. He was from Inglewood. He didn't play. And he's a pretty good boxer. So we knew better, but Michael Thompson had to learn the hard way. And Byron knocked his ass out. I'm a witness.
Legend lives on. Hey, Reggie, Inglewood, see? That's Inglewood for you. James,
all the way.
James, thank you for joining us, man. We were trying to get to you. Stu Lance and Jim Hill wouldn't stop talking, so we sorry, man. But
all good.
James, thanks for joining us. And of course, a lot of Showtime has been here. AC Green was on with us earlier, and we've had Derek Fisher, and a lot of the Laker family has been on with us tonight. And we appreciate you joining us, man, and talking about Kobe Bryant as we celebrate the life of Kobe Bryant and the legacy. James, what was your relationship with Kobe Bryant like?
Well, I remember Kobe's rookie year when he first came to Los Angeles for a press conference, and I too was a rookie. I was a rookie in the broadcasting industry, and I was pretty bad at it. But they sent me over because they thought I could, get his attention, and I remember being at the Forum. And I was waiting for him down in the corridor near the locker room. And before I could even see Kobe, you could feel this energy coming from somewhere. I don't know if it was coming down the stairs, and Kobe and Reggie would know what I'm talking about in the old Forum by the visitors' locker room, or whether he was coming down the tunnel. But I could feel this energy coming from somewhere, and he was just bouncing. This kid was so happy. He had finally, lived his dream or made his goal. And so I started talking to him. And the only thing I was getting from him was, yes, sir. No, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. No, sir, Mr. Worthy. And I said, Kobe, you don't really have to, I'm not that much older than you. I played, a couple of years against your dad. And he said, oh, yes, sir. I know, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So he was just an amazing kid. And he was ready to go, man. You could sense it. He was ready. He was ready to go. So those are my first memories of Kobe when he arrived in Los Angeles.
Man, you and Byron, of course, y'all had great teams in Showtime, and y'all played against great players. You know, Reggie, you played against great players, but it seemed like Kobe was just something different sometimes.
Oh yeah, no. There's a few guys that are very different than the rest of us. Kobe being one of them.
Wow.
Those guys are talking about Mount Rushmore. Those are the guys that make the league what it is.
And James, you got to call his games, man, and be around, you know, analyzing his games, I should say, and doing that. It had to just be a treat to do that for so many years.
You know, it was an honor to watch a young kid grow up. We grew up in front of us. You know, we all remember what we were like at 17, and you know, we were fortunate enough to go to college for 3 or 4 years and get the tutelage of a college coach. Kobe just came straight from high school and propelled himself with a bunch of grown men. And so, you know, it was just an honor to see his discipline, his commitment to the game. You know, us old players, we always say, could he play in our era? You know, that's all we have, you know, his memories and how we used to play the game was a lot more physical, a lot more fundamental, you know. Not a lot of volume of shots. And Kobe could have played with us. He had the attitude. He had the discipline. And, you know, that I'm not going to be denied attitude. And so that's his greatness.
Are you surprised by this popularity, James, and just how much the world loves Kobe? Did you know it was this much to this degree?
I did not.
Yeah, neither did I.
You know, doing the process, you kind of just enjoy what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. You know, Kobe had everybody on his shoulders, man. When you came to the Staples Center, no matter what problems you were having at work, at home, Kobe, he healed you. And so during the process, you don't realize it until a tragic situation. Then he's gone, and then you realize just how much he meant globally around the world. Muhammad Ali had that effect.
You know what, James?
Very few people that had that.
Byron, James, I never played with Kobe. I've been a Laker fan pretty much my entire life. You know, I grew up, 2 miles from the Forum.
Right.
So, and unfortunately, I was usually home when they were in the playoffs. So I got to watch them play a lot. And then watching Kobe grow up, and what I want to say is that he made us all stronger, because I hadn't cried since my father passed when I was 16 years old. I cried off and on for days. And I didn't, I've had connections with Kobe, conversations with Kobe, but we weren't boys or anything like that. But I felt that close to him. And it was his relationship with his daughter. The way his daughter looked at him is the same way I've seen my daughter look at me. And we had a chance to watch him grow up and turn into the great father and coach and mentor, businessman, and all the things that come with it. We all felt like he was our kid, our son, or our relative. And I never would have believed that his passing would have affected me like that. But it was pretty profound and ever changing, because I know that my side of my family, I know most of my friends, we all called each other. And we all start checking on each other. So he's made us all better. He's made us all stronger in a lot of ways.
It was such a tragedy that's brought us all together. Like, who was it, Jim Hill or somebody said earlier, look at all of us here talking and being together and doing this. So it really is. Big game, James Worthy. Thank you for taking time out of your weekend, your Friday night to join us, man. And being with your Showtime brother here.
How's that new knee, James?
Oh, I texted him the other day. I said, come on, Clever.
Was that right?
Let's get out and play.
Yeah.
15 more yards, Steve.
Well, you know what that means? Me, you and Reg in the same group. That means it's going to be Reg and then me and then you still. So, it's still going to be on like that.
15 more yards. Now, it's still not going where I want it to go, but it's going 15 more yards.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Did Kobe Bryant play golf, guys?
No.
He didn't golf?
No.
Okay, I wondered.
Kobe didn't have any hobbies, man. He had no golf, no cigars, nothing. No. Basketball. He was an assassin.
All right.
I got one more story. It was Byron's last year, and I got a call from Gary Vitti, And he said, Kobe wants to meet you at the gym at 9:30. And I was working with Byron's young players, Julius Randle, Larry Nance. And he wanted to meet me in the gym. And the brother was still seeking knowledge on footwork. And I looked at him, I said, Kobe, for the last 18, 19 years, I've seen you demonstrate every footwork I've ever demonstrated plus. And he was seeking knowledge his last year in the league on how he could be a better post-up player. I just wanted to end with that. God bless Vanessa. God bless the rest of the families, man. And God bless my brothers who are there in the studio right now. Aundrae, keep it up, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, James. Appreciate you, man. Love you, brother.
All right, B.
Take care of that knee. Take care of that knee. I need strokes.
All right.
I'm going to need some strokes.
All right, buddy. Take care. Byron Scott, thank you for being here. You're always there when we call, man. We appreciate you so much, man.
It's an honor. Thank you. I appreciate it, Dre.
Yeah, we got a couple other guys going to be checking in. You probably know Ryan Hollins. And let me introduce this brother before we jump to Ryan, who's in the studio. He's an award-winning writer with USA Today. I used to read his stuff all the time and didn't know him. Then when I met him, I felt like I wanted an autograph. I didn't tell him this a couple of years ago when I first met him, but he's now doing outstanding work with NBA Today. And an outstanding brother has covered Super Bowls, NBA Finals, Olympics, and everything in between. Sean Powell is in the studio with us. Hello, Sean. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure just being here. And great topic, great man. The stories, the memories. You've got Byron here and Reggie here, just, spouting knowledge. So, hey, I'm just soaking it all up.
We're glad to have you here. And let's grab Byron. I know you got to go. Whenever you got to go, just run out. Man.
Yes, sir.
We love having you here, though. And, of course, my man Ryan Hollins joins us as well. Ryan Hollins, thank you for hanging on, man, and being with us tonight. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me, Dre. Coach, what's going on? Coach Sears, Coach Scott. I didn't get a chance to say.
Ryan's hollering at you on the way out, Byron. Ryan Hollins hollering at you on the way out.
Everybody in the building.
Hey, Byron,
Ryan,
hold on one second. We got to do a picture.
Tell me, wait,
1 second. We're going to take a picture. Go ahead, Reggie.
You know what I'm thinking, Ryan.
On the right side.
On the right side. That's right. That's right.
Listen, Ryan Hollins is an ESPN analyst and former UCLA Bruin, former Clipper, and he's a Pasadena man, so another Southern California guy and stuff. Ryan, what were you doing when you got the bad news a couple of weeks ago about Kobe?
Oh, man, I was getting ready to head out to service to the hall, and my wife sent me a text message, and she said, it just sent the link and said Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. And I'm thinking, Kobe jumped out of Ferraris, he's doing something exotic. This is, this ain't real. Maybe it's a stunt, it's a new movie coming out. You know what I'm saying? We see Will Smith doing his thing. So I brush it off and I keep on getting dressed. And I was like, I don't believe this. I can't take this. I can't handle this. So curiosity ran wild. I go back to my phone. I click the link. Takes me to TMZ. TMZ is broken. TMZ is not working. And I go, this is a ploy. You know what I'm saying? And I think part of me knows it's a little different, but I'm like, nah, man. No. That's not supposed to be. No. And then I keep getting dressed, and in my car I go to Twitter because the curiosity won't leave me. If I'm like, this can't be. And I fall in and out of these modes where I'm about to get my children ready to go. So I'm kind of breaking down crying. And I tell myself, no, it's not real. And when I look on Twitter, I just saw the flood of what was going on. And Reggie, I heard your comments, and I couldn't agree with them more in the fact that I didn't know Kobe personally. He's taken time with me. We've talked. I grew up not just a Laker fan, but a Kobe fan. See, I'm an 80s baby. And for you guys, it was Magic. Before Magic, it was Kareem. It was Oscar. It was Wilt. The young kids now, Steph Curry, it's Trae Young, it's Durant. Kobe was my guy. When I fell in love with the game of basketball, Kobe was my guy. And when that hit, it floored me, man. But, Coach, I to the exact words that you said, I lost my father a couple of years ago. And that, since I haven't felt this way since I lost my father. And it's even different because I knew I had peace with my father. He flew up to come see me And what's funny, I was going to thank Coach Scott, and I don't think he knows this, and thank Kobe. The last night on this earth with me and my father, we sat around, and obviously I grew up a Laker fan, but we compete. It's like if they not with us, they against us. You know that mentality, Greg. I think we share that.
Oh, yeah.
And the Lakers beat the Spurs, and there wasn't no way in hell they were supposed to beat the Spurs that night. But my dad's last night on earth, we watched the Lakers beat the Spurs because of Kobe, because of Coach Scott, and they made that happen. And my dad had a gallon of ice cream. So, I mean, we could go on and on.
But, Ryan, what makes it tough is also that, when my father passed, it was sudden. So when you don't get that closure, when something tragic happens and you don't get a chance to say goodbye, you don't get a chance to see, the transition, it becomes harder because you don't know which way to turn.
Yep.
So you're blessed. I would say that my mom passed. We got a chance. My mom was 91 years old, and she passed relatively slowly. So we got a chance to say goodbye. We had a chance to be with her. So it was much different. But when my dad passed, it's like the Kobe tragedy. It was sudden, and it was shocking on top of everything else.
And I think we share the same sentiments. Kobe, the man, that's what got me.
Yes.
So I was in that Washington game during his farewell tour where it kind of kicked off and we saw Kobe was still popping. And I held myself responsible for it. And if I had the same chance, I'd do it again. And this is a funny, only quirky Kobe story. So I'm in on defense, Reg, and the talker that I am. And Garrett Temple's guarding Kobe. And Kobe, he's stiff, his body ain't moving. It just wasn't working right. And every time he touches the ball in Washington, they're still chanting his name. They're trying to create this energy. And Kobe's got the ball, and I start talking. He's going right. He's going right. Because I watched Kobe's moves. I studied the scouting on Coach. Things ain't nothing changed from the stuff we've done. He's going right. He's going right. So Kobe takes the dribble to the right. I said, stay down. One dribble pull up. Stay down. Shot fake coming. And Kobe shot fakes. I said, 2 more shot fakes. Kobe shot fakes twice, and I think at this point he's already gotten into his move, but simultaneously he's getting blown away because I'm calling out his moves. Long story short, Kobe ends up hitting the shot, and I'm going to get like Garrett Temple, damn it. The guy is 40-something years old. He's late 30s. How you let him hit the shot over you? After the game and during the game, I saw something different about Kobe Bryant. When he realized his last years were there, he didn't just become a mentor to his own team and the Laker family. He became a mentor to the league. He would talk to guys on the free throw line. It was the first time I had seen Kobe Bryant actually smile during a basketball game. And after the game, he stayed around. Kobe's old school. Kobe came from that generation with you and Coach Scott and Worthy, where after the game, you to the locker room, we ain't friends, dog. Like, we ain't friends. And he stayed around. And it's funny, he came up to me, guys, and he goes, how the hell did you know my move? Because for Kobe Bryant, being kind of a basketball nerd or loving talking scouting report or something like that, that blew him away. That type of talk, fancy Kobe rather than, shoes or cars or the silly stuff we normally get into as normal NBA players.
Wow. Listen, you got some great stories, Ryan, for sure.
Ryan was always better talking about the game than actually playing.
Y'all are ragging on each other.
No, that's why he's so good at what he does now. It doesn't change. It doesn't change, right? It doesn't change.
Ryan, all I got to say is Sean Powell's laughing, Byron Scott's laughing, Derek Richardson laughing.
Oh, man.
I love you, man. I got to get out of here, but I appreciate all you guys.
Hey, coming up, I got to say this before you go, Reg, and before I let Ryan go. I don't know how many of you guys watched the show The Wire. Did you spin to The Wire?
Yeah.
Well, we got Michael Williams from The Wire. They're coming in to make a donation to the Mamba Foundation, which is amazing with the group.
Thank you.
We just want to say that. Ryan Hollins, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, man, no problem, and God bless it. Like I said, man, if we want to learn something from Kobe Bryant, I think we said earlier, it's the way he loved his family.
Right.
It's the way he loved his daughters. And guys, we struggle so often as ball players to transition in careers, and some of us never transitioned into a first career. but he took that competitive spirit into being a husband. Mm-hmm. And I never understood now, and I have a deeper love and respect for Kobe, that he would work out at 4 a.m. so that he could come back and his girls would see him in the morning. Fellas, what's our excuse? So that he would race back on the helicopter so that he could take his daughters to school. And I worked out with Rasheed Hazard, son of Walt Hazard, great trainer. He was with Kobe, with the staff in there. And he said Kobe took that as a competition. He competed for his family. So as African-American men and just men, period, let's be better, man. Let's compete for our families, because Kobe showed us you can do that in your careers and you can do that in a household, man. So, oh, man, guys, I'm still broken over this. It's better. And Dre, thank you so much, man, for having me on and giving me the opportunity to, let's heal together and let's grow together, man. We appreciate you, Ryan. Thanks for always being here for the station, coming out to the Men's Empowerment Summit, everything you do. Same with you, Derek Richardson and Sean Power, Reggie Theus. We appreciate you guys. Stay with us. Sean Power coming up next. We're going to talk more to him. We're going to get some donations going. The great LT, Lawrence Tanner, the PA announcer from the Lakers, is going to join us. Maya Hassan going to talk about things from a female and WNBA perspective, and more. Celebrating Kobe on KJLH.
I would like to ask Gail and Oprah, why is it they insist on talking about our black men who have been either acquitted or have had their cases dismissed, yet they won't speak on their boy Harvey Weinstein when it comes to his allegations?
This is Charlotte from Compton. I'm really saddened about what Gayle King said or asked Lisa Leslie. I just, sometimes I can't find the words. I know what she said. I'm going to ask the hard questions. I'm not going to hold back. Girl, bye. Bye, Gayle.
I just want to say, as an LA native for over 40 years, this Maya from View Park, Crenshaw District, Kobe's going to be truly missed. That was Mr. LA. He brought excitement. He brought life to the city. He brought the work ethics.
102.3 KJLH, Stevie Wonder, Never Thought You'd Leave Me in Summer. Wow, what a song. As we celebrate Kobe Bryant tonight, we're having a great time here. So many wonderful guests. And just in a second, we're ready, as a matter of fact, my man is here, Sean Powell. Sean, grab your headphones and let's talk, brother. Thank you for being here tonight, man. When was the last time you saw this many guys just getting together, having fun, doing nothing from the league and stuff?
Well, whenever I see players and coaches, they're very competitive. They got their game face on. Mm-hmm. And so it's good to see them in a more friendlier environment, mm-hmm. That sort of camaraderie, the NBA is a tribe.
Right, right.
It doesn't matter if you play on one team or the other team, or you're playing in a playoff game for the championship or whatever. Mm-hmm. When you get away from the game, it's a tribe.
Right,
so
right.
It's good to see, guys swapping stories, because that's really what this is all about. Mm-hmm. Compiling mm-hmm. as many stories as you can, so you can sit your grandkids on your lap, when you're 60 in a rocking chair, and you're just really, great memories that you can lean on, and from your playing days, your competitive days, and your coaching days.
Absolutely. And you've covered a lot of athletes, Sean. I mean, like I said earlier, you've covered it all. How many athletes have you met that was in that league of Kobe Bryant, with the way his work ethic and just the way he focused and things of that nature?
Well, if it's a classroom, there's probably only going to be about 4 or 5 desks mm-hmm. in that classroom, mm-hmm. Because Kobe didn't care if he was playing last place team, first place team. That's what I really respected about him. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, of course, Michael Jordan, is that they felt an obligation to play the same way every night, mm-hmm. To really bring it, not to shortchange the fans, not to shortchange their teammates, the coaches, or the team they represented. And Kobe really epitomized that just really to the highest degree. I mean, the bottom line is, if there was a game that night and Kobe Bryant was playing, well, you know what? You were going to see a show.
Wow. Hey, listen, man, this is great. And one of my favorite shows of all time was called The Wire. I don't know if you were a Wire man, but look, this brother, I've never had a chance to meet him, but he's one of my favorite actors, man, of all time, and he's hanging out. I get to meet him live on the air. I didn't get to meet you off the air, but here we go. My man, Michael Williams, who you know from The Wire and other movies and films. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good. And yourself?
Good to have you. I know they recognize that voice, man. Like, good yourself. How you doing, man?
Man, I can't complain, man. I woke up this morning. No complaints.
Are you or were you a Kobe Bryant fan?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. I was, full disclosure, I'm not I don't follow every nook and cranny of the sports arena. So I didn't know all the ins and outs of his career. However, what I learned from watching him, what he stood for, who he was as a man off court, is what I take away from, why I'm a fan of his.
Now, tell us what brought you here tonight. How'd you end up in the Celebrating Kobe celebration, man?
Well, I'm here to host a gala this weekend. It's a post-Oscar gala. It's called the Griot Gala Oscars After Party. It was founded by Dean Miller. And they asked me to be the host this year, and I was honored. I like what they stand for.
Right. I understand we got folks in here that had films and things nominated in the same category that some of Kobe's work was in. You sweating over there, man. You was like, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Dave Stewart. I'm the CEO of Lion Forge Animation. I'm also one of the producers on Hair Love.
Wow. And your film, or what you did, was nominated in the same category with Kobe's. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Sorry you didn't win, but
no. He's nominated this year.
Nominated this year. It's coming up this Sunday.
It was the category that Kobe won several years back.
Won. I got you, man. So tell us about that.
Well, I mean, it's been a phenomenal experience. I mean, Kobe actually kind of inspired us to kind of get into this and look at this category for Oscars, and so with his animated short, it really inspired us, and so we decided. That was one thing that we should look at as a company. And this project came along, Hair Love, that was kind of the perfect fit. And I mean, in a lot of ways, it parallels what Kobe did, is transforming from an athlete and going into media. And same way Matthew Cherry's going from football and being an athlete and getting into film and also getting into animation as well.
What made you guys want to be involved with what we're doing here, celebrating Kobe and do the donation? Tell us what made you want to actually do something like that.
Well, I mean, as I mentioned, Kobe inspired a lot of us in terms of, really looking outside the box of especially what African Americans are doing in media. He, got into animation, got into film and all kinds of other things. And, we want to support that legacy going forward and honor that.
I couldn't agree more. I'm here to further his legacy and to celebrate his accomplishments, and to, more importantly, to instill what I believe he stood for in our youth and the next generations, which was to strive for excellence, hard work, dedication, focus, and to me, that's what he stood for.
Man, I can't get past. I got the man from The Wire in here, dog. What was your character on The Wire?
Omar Devon Little.
Omar, that's it, man. That was my movie. I hate they took that off. I wish it was still on.
Well, turn on the news. Go to your local community. The Wire is still going on, unfortunately.
No doubt. Sean, you, of course, you're a well-rounded reporter. You know about these guys and what they're doing?
It's a legend right here, man. You just don't understand. I mean, it was so gripping. The drama is real. The acting's first rate. I mean, why did you warn me he was coming in here?
Hey, man, I didn't even know. I found out. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, that's my guy.
No, that was top shelf writing, acting, drama, realism. It probably will go down as one of the best, if not the best TV drama of all time. Am I right?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Y'all got an after party going on after the Oscars Sunday, right?
That's the gala.
Oh, man.
The Griot Gala.
Can people come? Can the folks listening?
Absolutely, man. Come celebrate community, culture, life, and legacies. Legacy. Let's come together, man, as a community. And, man, you're welcome. It's the Griot Gala Oscars after party. It's founded by D.R. Miller. I'm hosting this year. It's going to be at Ocean Prime, Beverly Hills. Red carpet is at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And, man, Come on down.
Look at that, Sean.
Nice.
Look at that,
Nice.
man. Yeah, so it's this Sunday night, and it starts. Red carpet is at 8.
Yes, sir.
8 to 10.
Yes, sir.
Man, y'all got it going on. Now, East Coast home for you. West Coast, where's home?
Still East Coast.
Okay.
Brooklyn boy.
And Michael, what about you?
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
You still living there?
Yeah, still living there.
Okay.
But I'm back and forth here to LA a lot.
I'm trying to Laker fan. Laker fan. Anybody?
Well, we don't have a basketball team,
That's
so
what I'm saying. So
I got to adopt the Lakers. Absolutely.
Right. Well, did you guys see all the ball players walking around tonight? The Byron Scotts, the Reggie Theuses. Did y'all recognize them when you saw them?
Man, I'm fanning out a little bit myself. So a lot of greatness in the halls tonight.
No doubt. Listen, we were. And did you guys hear when Kobe when he retired a couple of years ago? Did you hear his last speech? You guys remember that?
No.
We're gonna give him a bit of that right now as we remember and celebrate Kobe Bryant on KJLH.
Man, guys, you know it's. I can't believe how fast 20 years went by. I mean, this is crazy. To be standing here at center court with you guys, my teammates behind me, and appreciating all this, the journey that we've been on. And all I can do here is just thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the years of support. Thank you guys for all the motivation. Thank you for all the inspiration. You guys will always be in my heart. And I sincerely appreciate it. No words can describe how I feel about you guys. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. God, I love you guys. And I love you guys. And Mamba out.
KJLH Compton, Los Angeles. We will always remember the great Kobe Bryant.
I want to be the best.
KJLH celebrates our Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant.
Right now until 10 p.m.
As we go commercial free and pay tribute to Kobe Bryant. Join Aundrae Russell as we pay tribute to the one and only Kobe Bryant. KJLH celebrates Kobe Bryant.
Right now until 10 p.m.
102.3 KJLH.
Mamba out.
Celebrating Kobe Bryant tonight, and of course, a lot of special guests have been coming through. We still got a lot more to get to, man. We've had so many ex-Lakers have been on with us, and Byron Scott, Reggie Theus, Derek Richardson, NBA ref, Dr. William Parham, AC Green, Mark Spears, and J.A. Adonde, who you know from ESPN, the one and only Jim Hill, Ryan Hollins, Jim Clemens, who coached Kobe and Michael Jordan, Tracy Murray, James Worthy, Stu Lance, and still to get to LT, Lawrence Tanner, and so many more. And a good friend, a dear friend of the radio station, Mr. Peter Mott is here. And you're with these wonderful folks that are in here now, right, Pete?
Yeah, definitely, man. Shout out to KJLH for what you guys are doing in the community. Shout out to Stevie Wonder, the Wonder Boss, And, we celebrating at the Griot Gala. It's a Oscar after party that's going to be amazing. We're celebrating Peter Lau. We're celebrating my man, David Stewart. Part of the narrative here, Dre, there's so much creativity in the neighborhood, and somebody has to step out and invest in us. Even as Kobe was doing, he was a great example. He inspired this man, and what this man has done, he went into his pocket, put into somebody else's work. That work got finished, and because of what this man did, that stuff is out to the world, and it's Oscar nominated. We're looking for a win. We're looking for a win, but the nomination is a win for us right now. And we want to celebrate diversity. We want to celebrate inclusion because there's talent out there that needs to be involved in the game. There's a lot of, that story almost made me cry. If you go check out Hair Love and you from this cultural experience, you understand what that is. And people need to know about that. That's diversity, that's inclusion, and we need to be, culturally sensitive to each other. And what these guys are doing and what Kobe is doing, merging lines, he's not just an athlete. He's setting an example for Matthew and these other cats to step out. So we celebrating that, and it's a positive thing, and we in the community with it, and we loving it.
Now, people that want to keep up with it, find out more, and be a part of what you guys are doing, how can they do that?
Well, they can check out the Griot Gala, and they can support, any sponsorship or things like that. People who want to be with people who are making a difference, then they can step out there and check it out. And follow Lion Forge. Lion Forge is doing big things in the animation space and giving out opportunities, and it's coming together. And we're going to create a momentum and we're going to push it forward because diversity and inclusion is going to make us live in a happier community.
Absolutely more. Peter Mott, thank you, brother. And thank you guys for being here tonight, man. It's a pleasure. Enjoy LA this weekend, and good luck to you, man.
Yes, sir, brother. Good luck.
Good luck.
He's right. The nomination is a win, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Michael Williams, of course, and also just so good to have both you guys here with us tonight, man. This is a wonderful thing, Mr. Michael Williams, and hold on, Peter Mike, come back.
Yeah, what's happening? What's happening?
What are the names of all the folks
David
you got
Stewart,
in here, man? You got a lot of people in here.
Yeah, we got David
Shout
Stewart.
out to everybody.
We got Carl Reed, creative extraordinaire. We got some big people in the building, you know what I mean? And we represent Lion Forge tonight because Lion Forge is stepping out there and supporting the community, supporting young artists, supporting talent, and bringing it to the forefront so people can see it. And we're not looking for nobody's, handouts. We stepping out and doing it the way we need to do it, the way it needs to be done. And we're going to set that example. And we got heavyweights, so, hey, come out to the party. Well, it's really an invite only. It's come out to the party,
You're
but
on
y'all
the
can't
radio,
really come to the party.
blasting like it's
check the social media, you know what I mean? Hit the like, hit a comment, and push the narrative forward, you know what I mean?
Hey, Pete, I know for a long time we were together and loving the Lakers and doing, what did Kobe mean to you?
Man, Kobe was such an inspiration, man, because we all face trials and tribulations in life. We all misunderstood at some point. We all have stepping stones, and we all have stumbling blocks. So we got to know how to balance ourselves out with that. And what I think Kobe did was he was an excellent example of how to persevere, how to focus, and how to get things done. And I think that's to be celebrated because his momentum touched so many different lives, a cross-section in the whole community, not just a basketball player. He was a real icon, and he was a real legend, and he was real person that accomplished a lot in a little bit of time. And that's to be, regarded.
I know it had to touch you, him being an amazing parent because you have kids.
Yeah, I got 3 boys, man.
Yeah.
And, when you step into that world, your life changed. Your priorities change. And to see, the hashtag girl dad. Now, I got all boys, hashtag boys dad. But what he did and what he was doing for girls basketball and what he was doing as a father. And a lot of that flying was because he wanted to be more present. And we know as fathers and as parents, time is precious. You got a little bit of time while they're young to make those impressions because those impressions is what's going to carry them in their psyche and give them an outlook on the world. And I think, as a father, he's a great example as a father. And for me, I hope to have that kind of perseverance in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That legend will live on. Yes, it will. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. Michael, thank you for being here. Thank you for the donation to the Mamba Foundation.
Yeah, all right. One love.
Yeah, this is KJLH, and we're celebrating Kobe.
I want to say thank you to KJLH for allowing us the platform to speak our hurts and our pains about the passing of Kobe Bryant, his beautiful daughter Gigi, and the other families that were lost in the tragic crash. And I just hope out of this that LeBron James does pick up that torch and leads the Mamba Academy as it would be fitting for him to do so.
Hi, KJLH family. This is Gail, and I'm calling for my dad, Mr. Wilson. He made a good point and said, why Kobe and Gigi funeral couldn't be held at Dodger Stadium? Magic Johnson is part owner, and he was a Laker. He should have a little insight on that. He should have a heart and offer and talk to his bosses at Dodger Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome LeBron James.
Before I get started on the speech that I have, I want to acknowledge all the lives that was lost Sunday morning. Alyssa Altabelli, John Altabelli, Carrie Altabelli, Peyton Chester, Sarah Chester, Christina Mauser, Ara Zabanya, Gianna Bryant, and Kobe Bryant. Now, I got something written down. They asked me to kind of stay on course or whatever the case may be, but Laker Nation, man, I would be selling y'all short if I read off. The first thing that come to mind, man, is all about family. And as I look around this arena, we're all grieving. We're all hurt. We're all heartbroken. But when we're going through things like this, the best thing you can do is lean on the shoulders of your family. And from Sunday morning all the way to this point, now I heard about Laker Nation before I got here last year about how much of a family it is. And that is absolutely what I've seen this whole week, not only from the players, not only from the coaching staff, not only from the organization, but from everybody. Everybody that's here, this is really, truly, truly a family. And I know Kobe and Gianna and Vanessa and everybody, thank you guys from the bottom of their heart, as Kobe said. Now, I know at some point we will have a memorial for Kobe. But I look at this as a celebration tonight. This is a celebration of the 20 years of the blood, the sweat, the tears, the broken down body, the getting up, the sitting down, the everything, the countless hours. The determination to be as great as he could be. Tonight we celebrate the kid that came here at 18 years of age, retired at 38, and became probably the best dad that we've seen over the last 3 years, man. Tonight is a celebration. Before we get to play, love y'all, man. Kobe is a brother to me, and from the time I was in high school to watching him afar, to getting in this league at 18, watching him up close, all the battles that we had throughout my career, the one thing that we always shared is that determination to just want to win and just want to be great. And the fact that I'm here now means so much to me. I want to continue along with my teammates to continue his legacy, not only for this year, but as long as we can play the game of basketball that we love, because that's what Kobe Bryant will want. So in the words of Kobe Bryant, Mamba out, but in the words of us, not forgotten. Live on, brother.
It's 102.3 KJLH and Aundrae Russell here as we approach 9 o'clock, and we're celebrating Kobe tonight. We've been doing this since 6 o'clock. All kind of greats coming through and folks with stories to tell and people that knew Kobe personally and worked with him. And it's like I almost got a whole new panel in here now. Of course, you still sticking around with me.
Yeah. And Sean, I got a Kobe story for you, by the way.
Okay, I'm going to let you tell it. Sean Powell from USA Today and now doing outstanding work with NBA TV is here. And then, of course, my man Damon Haley, family's in the building. Damon, how you doing, brother? Welcome.
I'm great.
Damon, formerly with Nike. He's worked with a number of athletes and sports teams and whatnot. He got some stories to tell. I'm looking at pictures they showing me and you and Kobe, you giving him birthday cakes and stuff. and I guess these were like basketball camps?
Yeah, that actually was in Vegas at a Michael Jordan basketball camp. And Kobe wanted to meet MJ. And we were able to make that happen. I wanted some time with MJ. And we were able to make that happen. And it was his birthday. So we had a gym full of kids, and he didn't know about it. And so I worked with my guy, Jerry, Kobe's right-hand guy, and built it up. And then we surprised the heck out of Kobe. Wow. I never had seen him blush at that point, but we got him good and the whole birthday thing, and he took it like a true champion and was great.
How long ago was that, Damon?
It was probably, I would say, somewhere between 06 and 08.
Okay.
That's when that happened. But I met Kobe actually through Eddie Jones.
Okay.
When I worked at Nike, Eddie Jones was one of the first, one of those first 5 Jordan brand athletes. And so I was around the Lakers because Nike had the licensing deal with them.
Right.
And Eddie introduced me to Kobe.
Okay.
And I really got to meet him after he signed with Nike. I think that was 03 or 04. And so that's when we started working together. And I had my own company, and Nike brought me in to do some projects with him.
That's what's up. Also joining us is my man Nick Hamilton from AM 570 and NBC. You do things with Fred Rogan, covered sports and pop culture. Nick, welcome, man. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here.
And I know you knew Kobe as well. We always would see each other in the locker rooms at games. Yeah. What was your relationship like with him?
It was cool. I mean, he didn't know my name per se, but he knew my face. So every time I would be at an event, every time I would see him, he'd be like, "What's up, bro? What's up, Chief?" You know, seeing him at the office because, you know, covering the Chargers, they had the same facility. So I would see sometimes Kobe walk in the hallway and be like, "What's up, man?" You know, that type of deal. And he was just an all-around cool guy. I mean, I had a chance to really cover him from a media perspective. Like the last couple of years when he played with the Lakers, I had a couple of games where, you know, I would talk to him, and that was the one time where we had just walked from the locker room. If you've been in Staples Center, you know where they park their cars below.
Yeah.
You walk from the locker room all the way down to where they park their cars. And it was just a real good conversation, and you learned a lot just by listening to him. That's the one thing. Like he would drop jewels without even trying to drop jewels. That was a great thing about the intelligence of Kobe Bryant.
That's like the one word that I've heard so much tonight is cool. People would describe Kobe as being cool. You know, and I know, Sean, you said you have a story, a Kobe story.
Well, I'll probably go back to 1995. I was working for a newspaper in New York called Newsday, and I was covering the NBA. And I walked into the Nets locker room. Rick Mahorn was playing for the Nets, and the day before, my blue jeans stayed in the dryer a little longer, so my pants were just a little high. And, of course, when Rick Mahorn saw that, I don't know if any of you guys know Rick Mahorn. That's just like feeding steak to a dog. I mean, he was just on me and everything. Now, if you wear your pants a little high, it's to show off your Jordans. Back then, you had to cover them up. So I had to change the subject because the players started laughing at me, too. And I said, you know, what about basketball? He says, oh, by the way, have you gone down to Philadelphia and seen Jelly Bean's kid? I was like, Jelly Bean? He said, Joe Bryant. I said, oh, yeah. I didn't know he had a kid. He says, oh, yeah. He says, we were playing pickup basketball over the summer, you know, me and several other NBA players, and he wasn't the last one taken. I said, wait a minute, a 17-year-old kid wasn't the last one taken when you guys were choosing sides? I said, well, Rick, I don't really cover high school kids. I'm sure it's a nice little story and everything, but I mean, you know, he said, no, he's legit. So I drive down Philadelphia to see Kobe play. And the first half, I'm sitting next to his father, and his father is all over the referees. It got so bad that I had to get out of my seat for the second half and sit across the gym. I just couldn't take it anymore because Jelly Bean was all over the refs. And Kobe had a good game. Darius Miles was probably the best high school player I ever saw, but Kobe was good. And then after the game, you know, I wanted to talk to him for an interview. He says, yeah, I would love to do it now, but I got to go home and do my homework, which I don't really hear that much in my line of work, you know. I said, that's fine. I'll just come back down the next day and meet him at school. So I had to drive all the way back down the New Jersey Turnpike, Philadelphia, go to Lower Merion High School. He's in the gym just shooting by himself in street clothes. School's going on at the time, so we didn't really have anywhere to meet because they had a gym class. So we had to do the interview in the middle of the hallway, okay? And the bell rang and kids were stepping over us going to class and everything. But in that 30 minutes that I had Kobe, he was the smartest, the most worldliest, if such a word, just well-rounded teenager I had ever spoken to.
Wow.
Well, you have to understand that at that point, most of his childhood was in, you know, another country, in Italy, where his father played. So this is a kid who was fluent in 3 or 4 languages. He just wasn't your typical teenage kid. And it doesn't matter that he played sports or whatever, but this guy lived a different life than most 17-year-olds. So I went back and, I told my editors, it's like, I got this kid, he was impressive, blah, blah. And they're like, wait, well, hold on a second. This is a New York newspaper. We're going to write a big story on a Philadelphia high school kid? I said, oh, yeah. He's like, he better be worth it. And I think he was worth it.
Yes, sir.
It was fantastic. And, of course, when a few years later, when Kobe's with the Lakers, I tell him about the story, and he remembered me right away because there aren't that many reporters going to interview a high school basketball player in the middle of the hallway with the bell ring.
Yep. That's Sean Power from NBA TV, everybody. And, of course, we're celebrating Kobe. Already from the Laker family, we've had Byron Scott on, Derek Fisher, AC Green, Jim Clemens, James Worthy, Stu Lance, and the family just keeps on giving tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the great legendary Lakers public address announcer of 37 years, Lawrence Tanner, LT, joins us tonight. LT, hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, Andre. Good to talk to you, my brother.
Good to get with you, LT. I know we're a little late. It's been so many folks coming through to pay tribute to Kobe, man. This has been a wonderful thing. Thanks for staying up and hanging out with us tonight. LT, I got a question for you. Of course, I've known you for a long time, and you've been there with a lot of great athletes. What about Kobe? What about Kobe made him stand out from other athletes, in your opinion?
Kobe was very curious, even when I first met him. When he joined the Lakers in 1996, he was always curious, not just about basketball, but about the city, about the politics of our metropolitan area, about other players that I had seen in my career. But his curiosity level was always kind of striking to me. I thought it was pretty remarkable for a young man who was, I guess he had turned 18 at that time, that he was so curious. So that was just one aspect that I recall, and also became very fluid, in the subsequent years of me knowing him.
LT, you called a lot of games, and you called his 81-point game. What was that like?
Pretty surreal. Actually, I called every one of Kobe's games in his career, every home game, that is. Preseason game, every playoff game. The 81 was a Sunday night against Toronto, and Toronto at that time was not very good compared to how they're rolling right now. I think they've won 13 in a row, so different franchise. But they were losing, the Lakers, and I think Kobe needed to score, but to see 81 points pop up by an NBA player in my career was off the chain. I'll never forget at the end of the game when I gave the final score, I told the fans, be sure and keep your ticket because you've just witnessed a memorable game, a historic game that subsequently maybe 300,000 or 400,000 people say they were there, but actually only 19,000 were there.
Mm-hmm. So, LT, you called all the greats. You had Magic, you had Kareem, you had Kobe. How was he different?
Well, he had the whole package. He didn't have it initially, but he had the whole package. His range, his desire to always grow, his footwork was really impeccable. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a basketball player that had the footwork that Kobe had. And what I mean by that is, the basketball court is relatively small. It's 94 by 50 feet. And you have 9 other players, not to mention 3 referees. So it's pretty crowded scenario. So to have good footwork, to maneuver through other players and officials really is an attribute that I think a lot of people kind of underestimate. Obviously, his tenacity and his will to win were, factors that vaulted him into a superstardom realm. And I think he was a one-of-a-kind guy, man. I mean, I've seen a lot of players. Kobe's right up there near the top.
I know you're a jazz guy, LT. How would you compare any great jazz artist to Kobe Bryant?
Wow, that's a good question.
Watch him. He's going to come up with a great answer now. Watch this. Watch this.
Maybe Thelonious Monk.
See, I told you.
I mean, you know, Miles and Train come to mind, but Monk was different, and his timing was part of his unique ability to improvise. And that's what Kobe did. He was an improvisational player, predicated on the circumstances he was facing, the defenses, his teammates. I mean, you know, there were periods of his career where he didn't have very good teammates. Obviously, there were very good years with Shaq and Rick Fox and Derek, you know, Trevor Ariza, but, you know, there were also the Smush Parker days, you know, and Kwame Brown days. So being able to improvise predicated on his teammates and also who he was playing and the conditions was just a superb aspect of his talent.
Absolutely. So, LT, thank you for staying up late and talking to us about Kobe. One last thing, and I've asked this question to a number of the folks that were on today. Complete this sentence, LT. Kobe Bryant was blank.
Bad man. A bad man.
Well said. Well said. Lawrence Tanner, LT, the great PA announcer for the Los Angeles Lakers for the last 37 years, and used to call this place home. Used to work here at KJLH, man. So,
yeah, in fact, I started with the Lakers when I was working afternoons at KJLH in 1982. That I had met Norm Nixon and Jamal Wilkes in 1980 after they won the championship. They came by the KJLH studios, and we developed a real tight friendship that still lasts to this day. And actually, it was Jamal Wilkes who turned me on to the Laker organization. My initial plan was just to try out to be a backup announcer because, you know, people get sick, you know, conditions arise. But it so happened that the current announcer they had at that time was also a disc jockey and worked at KMPC, and his shift changed to evening. So they tried out 3 people right in the late summer, early fall of 1982, and I was fortunate enough to win the job, and I've been in the seat ever since.
Look at that. Now, look, I'm about to do a business deal right now, LT. All right, now, Damon, you and Nick, watch this. Sean's a great writer, okay? This guy's LT's got a book. I'm waiting on the book, LT, and I got the man to write the book with you, Sean Powell from USA Today and all that stuff. He's right here ready for your book, LT. What you say?
Well, that's very gracious and kind of you. I appreciate that, Andre.
But isn't that a book? Doesn't he have a book waiting to pop out?
Oh, about 30 chapters, right?
All right. I don't know if you guys know each other, but I'll make sure y'all meet up.
Oh, yeah.
All right. LT, thank you, brother. I'll see you at the next game, man. God bless you.
Thank you, Andre, and my best to everybody, the staff of KJLH, which will always be my home, and the best to your audience.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, brother.
We love you, man, and thanks for celebrating Kobe with us on KJLH. The great LT.
Alrighty.
Thank you, sir. Wow, he had some stories, didn't he? Mm-hmm. And I'm serious about that book, man. I want 2%.
I just want to hear the chapter on the Marvin Gaye national anthem.
Oh, we should have asked him about that.
Oh, man.
He would have, yeah.
He was right there.
He's talked to me many times about that, man. That was amazing. Matter of fact, when I worked for the Lakers as a DJ, we'd play that sometimes. One time, an anthem singer didn't show up. Guess what our anthem was? That recording of Marvin Gaye.
Really?
We played it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we just played it.
Best ever.
People are talking, and this is what they're